Hey explorers! Today we're going on a compelling and thought-provoking journey into the human body. Grab your favorite snack and let's dive in. Picture this. You're going about your day, busy at work, fully focused on your tasks. It gets to 2 p.m. and you suddenly realize you haven't felt that familiar growl of hunger. Your work keeps you absorbed and a couple more hours fly by. You start to feel a bit dizzy and shaky, but undeterred, you continue working. Finally, your workday is done, you head home, do your chores, and before you know it, it's bedtime and you still haven't felt hungry or eaten all day. That's weird. The mounting fatigue prompts you to eat something, anything, before going to bed. You have some dinner with half-closed eyes, only to find you can only handle a mouthful or two. Then, out of nowhere, a horrible wave of nausea hits you. You're sweaty, flushed, and feeling faint. Oh dear, that's definitely not normal. Concerned, you rush to the hospital to figure out what's happening to you, only to have the doctor declare you're missing your stomach. What? How is it possible to live without a stomach? Now, don't stress. In reality, nobody's stomach mysteriously disappears, of course. But does this have you wondering how vital your stomach truly is? Do you think it would be possible to survive without it? Join us as we journey into the workings of the human body to explore the intricacies of this vital organ, the stomach, or gastir, as it is known in Greek. First things first, let's figure out why the human body has a stomach in the first place. Imagine yourself at a lavish feast surrounded by an enormous table adorned with a vast variety of mouth-watering dishes. But here's the twist. You're racing against the clock with 15 minutes on the timer. Not wasting a second, you start devouring the food as if you've been hungry your whole life. The flavorful pizzas, giant burgers, perfectly grilled chicken breasts, the juicy and tender grilled lamb, not to mention the decadent desserts like cheesecake and chocolate fondue. But they just don't seem enough to satiate your appetite. So, what's happening there? This is when your stomach comes to your aid, storing all that you just devoured. As the food enters and stretches your stomach walls, the stretch receptors within send signals to your brain. In response, the brain reduces the muscle tone of your stomach, allowing the walls to slowly bulge, accommodating greater quantities of food. This process is known as the vagovagal reflex. Thanks to this reflex, your stomach can store 3 to 4 liters of food and fluids up to an impressive 75 times its empty volume. When empty, this remarkable storage sac is just the size of your fist. Isn't that amazing? Does that have you pondering what life would be like without a stomach? Without this essential storage bag, you'd never be able to gorge like that again. So, what happens to this delicious food you've just eaten? Your stomach, acting as a blender, mixes food with its secretions called gastric juices and grinds it into a murky, gooey, semi-fluid, porridge-like mixture known as chyme. This action is essential for the food to enter the small intestine, where nutrients will be absorbed into the blood. Absent a stomach, you might have to resort to an electric blender in your kitchen to get the job done. But hey, lamb kebabs, chicken roasts, and pizzas all in the blender? Wouldn't that be an interesting taste? Maybe not. So, what next? Let us unveil the master player of your stomach, none other than the maestro pepsin. This gastric enzyme takes on the challenge of turning 15 to 20% of your body's proteins into a digestible feast of amino acids. It has specific skills in breaking down the protein collagen found in meat. Without pepsin, that poor collagen is left undigested. Like any true game master, pepsin comes with its own set of rules. It operates exclusively in an acidic environment with a pH between 1.8 and 3.2. We have hydrochloric acid to thank for creating this perfect acidic environment. Here is the kicker though. Without this gastric acid, the absorption of vitamin B12, an essential vitamin, becomes mission impossible. So what is vitamin B12 and why is it so essential? Well, without vitamin B12, picture your skin as pale as chalk, your tongue red and swollen, gums bleeding, and your hands and legs tingling and numb. Say goodbye to appetite, watch the pounds drop, and embrace a staggering gait. You will be weak and fatigued around the clock, struggling with memory, thinking, and reasoning. Why would this happen? Because vitamin B12 is an unsung hero, essential for normal nerve cell functioning, red blood cell formation, and the creation of your genetic material, DNA, the master plan of your cells. Isn't this remarkable? In the absence of a stomach, however, the only practical route for B12 is through oral supplements or intramuscular injections. Now, let's discover what else this incredible stomach of yours is capable of. You've likely heard your stomach talking to you, haven't you? in its unique language, those grrr, growling noises that urge you to grab a quick brunch. The more you starve, the angrier your stomach becomes, to the point that even someone sitting close can hear its growls of discontent. These stomach growls are the outcome of intense contractions of its starving, empty walls. Hunger contractions strengthen when your stomach is empty for hours, or when your blood glucose level drops. The result? Those familiar hunger pangs in the pit of your stomach. This is when special cells, called oxyntic cells, release a hormone called ghrelin. It travels in your blood to your brain's hypothalamus, informing it of your impending starvation. And there it begins. The dreams of food, the cravings for sweets, or a hearty, carb-loaded feast, and the onset of grumpiness and shakiness if there's nothing to munch on. And when it gets really serious, hanger kicks in. You know what I'm talking about. When all you can think about now is food, and look out anyone who gets in the way of it. Now that you understand hunger, you'll see it as a vital function of your stomach. Imagine not having a stomach. You'd lose the most caring companion, that gentle nudge reminding you to eat on time, a crucial habit for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Hunger isn't just a feeling, it's considered the foremost survival instinct, ensuring our bodies get the nourishment they need to thrive. A study on rodents aimed to determine which survival instinct is stronger, hunger or fear. The hungry rats, given the choice between a dangerous setup with the scent of foxes and food, and a safe zone without food, surprisingly chose the dangerous zone. Hunger emerged victorious over fear. Can you relate? Next time you feel those hunger pangs, give your stomach a gentle pat and express your sincere thanks. Now that you know why your body needs the stomach, could you ever imagine surviving without it? Take a moment to imagine your favorite food. Is it salty? Sweet? Greasy? Now contemplate what your life would be like without the ability to enjoy that favorite meal normally, ever. No more Thanksgiving feasts, no more conquering pizza eating challenges, and bid farewell to those Halloween candies. Difficult to stomach that thought, right? But unfortunately, for some, the removal of the stomach is essential for survival. Spare a conscious and caring thought for the estimated 1 million people diagnosed with stomach cancer worldwide. For them, a gastrectomy, the complete surgical removal of the stomach, could be their only chance at a prolonged life. Additionally, in some rare cases of life-threatening obesity, living without a stomach becomes a necessity. So, how does your body cope when your stomach has been removed? The change that comes from the removal of a stomach demands some pretty serious adjustments in dietary habits. People who have undergone a total gastrectomy need to eat smaller, more frequent meals. Remember our maestro pepsin? Well, no stomach means no pepsin, which impacts the initial protein breakdown and vitamin and mineral absorption processes, requiring dietary supplements for nutritional needs. Despite the challenges that come with it, a total gastrectomy can significantly extend and improve the quality of life for patients facing these life-threatening stomach diseases. With careful post-operative care, nutritional management, and support from a multidisciplinary medical team, patients can adjust to their new digestive reality. This adjustment period is crucial as the body and the person learn to navigate and manage their health, well-being, and life without a stomach. So now that we know that life is possible without this incredible organ, let's hear about some real people who have undergone this massive change. First up, the inspiring story of Mrs. Heather Hughes. Heather Hughes witnessed her grandfather and mother succumb to the merciless grip of gastric cancer. Recognizing her hereditary risk, she underwent genetic testing, which revealed positive mutations. In 2016, at the age of 30, as a proactive measure, Hughes made a decision that might seem drastic for some without cancer. She chose to remove her entire stomach. She summoned that courage solely for the sake of her daughter. The doctors cut out her stomach and reattached her esophagus to the intestines as her new digestive system. In the absence of a stomach, food consumed in small quantities can glide down your esophagus directly to the small intestine. Isn't it amazing how your body adapts? Reflecting on her decision, she says, "In the midst of all this, when someone mentioned a gastrectomy, I thought that was ridiculous. Nobody can live without a stomach, right? Now, I'm living proof that you absolutely can." Next, let's hear about another survivor, David Fogel. Fogel witnessed his aunt's heartbreaking battle with gastric cancer that left a lasting impact. Reflecting on this experience, he shares, "For me, it was a no-brainer getting my stomach removed. Being with my aunt and watching her go through the process of dying with stomach cancer, that was enough. It might be surprising to discover that a person can live without a stomach. Nevertheless, life without a stomach presents its own discomfort and challenges, which these warriors courageously confronted. You never value what you have until you lose it. These words resonate deeply now, don't they?